A former MEP has accused the European Union of treating the UK like a renegade province and trying to make its departure from the bloc as difficult as possible. Daniel Hannan described the EU's approach to Brexit as bizarre and suggested there was a belief in Brussels that Britain might drop the idea of leaving if the terms offered were harsh enough. Mr. Hannan, Tory MEP for South East England from 1999 until the UK's exit from the EU in 2020, was speaking after trade talks between the two sides collapsed. Britain rebuffed Brussels' offer of intensified trade talks next week and told the EU chief negotiator there was no basis for negotiations. Boris Johnson accused European leaders of having abandoned the idea of a free trade deal and told the UK to get ready for a no-deal outcome in the negotiations after his October 15 deadline for reaching an agreement passed. The Prime Minister's official spokesman said there was no point in EU chief negotiator Michel Barnier travelling to London unless the 27 member states were willing to alter their position or wanted to discuss sector-by-sector arrangements to prepare for no deal. The hardening of Britain's stance came after EU leaders agreed summit conclusions calling on the UK to make the necessary moves to make an agreement possible without any suggestion of EU concessions. The two sides have been at loggerheads for months over the issues of future fishing rights and state aid rules. Mr. Johnson said, "We've got to a stage, alas, where they don't seem to want to progress a free trade deal. That was pretty clear from the conclusions of the summit. They don't want to go any further." Commenting on the talks, Mr. Hannan said, "I assumed that, when it came to it, the EU would prioritize the economic interests of its 27 members. I was wrong. By sticking to a number of deliberately absurd positions, including demanding British fish as a sort of leaving fee, Brussels has effectively collapsed the talks. There will be no trade deal." Mr. Hannan said the EU's position throughout the lengthy trade talks proved it was not negotiating in good faith and that Brussels was sticking to the French line on fishing despite suspicions Emmanuel Macron was looking for an excuse to sabotage the talks to save face with his angry trawlermen.